Chris, first of all, a real positive with Elliott Bennet returning to first team training earlier this week.
Yes, it's been out a long time, of course, from the first game of the season at Everton. So, been tough for us, but of course, it's been tough for him. But he's a very good individual. There isn't anybody that would have worked as hard as what he has. I think we were fortunate that the injury he had was a straightforward injury, and there was no complications with it. But really good to see him back.
And we saw Michael Turner and Jonas Gutierrez play for the under-21s in a friendly here on Tuesday. Do they come into your thinking this weekend, or is it too soon for them?
Well, certainly for Michael, it's too soon. Jonas possibly as well. If I look at the period of time that he's been out for, it's also about the amount of training that they're able to do to put somebody into contention. So they're ones that we're always assessing and thinking about. But the good thing is that they are both back on the training pitch and no problems.
How's Leroy Fer progressing?
Yes, doing well. Leroy, no complications from the injury, but we know it's still going to be a few weeks, and we just hope that he can continue making the progress that he's making now.
How keen are you to get that defeat against Southampton out of the system? Because he said afterwards that we didn't really deserve anything from that one, did we?
No, we didn't. And if I look at levels of performance, then certainly we weren't able to get a level of performance that would give us any chance of competing or winning a game against a real good Southampton team. So we need to be better. But we're at home. Our record at home has certainly been good of late. Haven't conceded many goals at home. What we've got to be able to do is that we've got to be positive enough to make sure that we can score the goals that we need to win on Saturday. But it's a real good opportunity for us to bounce back. And generally with this team, the reaction to a bad performance or a bad defeat, has generally been good.
And we haven't lost at home in 2014, so that must bring confidence to the squad as well.
Yes, and that needs to remain the same. It's a big game for us, and particularly with the season coming into that last 8 games of the season, and obviously heading towards the end of the season, we need to make sure that we're picking up the points that we need, and that has to start with the next game, and particularly a home game. Yes, the results and the performances have generally been good at home, but we'll need that. We'll need every single bit of that. But it's really about a response to last week, and so it's a game that we want to and need to win.
Do you look at Sunderland and their position in the table and think we must win this game?
There is no doubt that the fact that it's against a team that is somewhere around us, re points, that it makes it a bigger game. And one, because we need the points ourselves, and of course it's points that you don't want Sunderland to get. But we have to very much focus on ourselves. It's a home game. As I said, we've reacted well to poor performances or results this season. We need to make sure that we do the same and give ourselves the best possible chance to have a good finish to the season.
They've got 3 games in hand, I think. Do you see that as an advantage for them, or would you rather have the points on the board? Or?
You don't know. It's you can always spin that one whichever way you want to spin that one. They're all tough games, and no doubt the games that they have in hand will be tough games. So it's about momentum. We can only do what we can do, and that means getting the right result on Saturday and making sure that we get the points ourselves.
What do you make of the job Gus Poyet has done there? Because he certainly has put a positive slant on their season, hasn't he?
Yeah, and I think the cup games have lifted them. There's no doubt about that one, and of course, reaching the final of the Capital Cup. I mean, that's a wonderful achievement for a club like Sunderland, and it was a good performance. Certainly, very difficult when you're playing the likes of Man City. So I think that's lifted them. But as I say, it's really about us on Saturday, and we've got to make sure that any momentum that they have doesn't concern us. What has to concern us is that we need to get the points ourselves, and we need to put in a performance that's going to allow us to do that.
Good luck, Chris.